Can any of you tell us a little bit about your, I guess, process of writing? Like, do you, have an outline in your head of how, from the beginning to the end of what your story's going to be? I know we had the author here of Mudbound, and it was very interesting. She said she would just like start writing and like change her mind as she did not make, an outline or anything like that. And I just found it so interesting. So, you all may, can anybody speak to that? Like what your own kind of, what works for you?
I mean, I work out the story beforehand. I work out at least, not all of it, but I know where the ending is. I know where I want it to end when I start, but...
Does it ever change for you?
Yeah, I mean, it has changed, but I don't start unless I think I know where I'm going anyway. But I know I've got plenty of friends who don't write that way at all, who just write, from a character or an inspiration or something and just see where it goes.
And do you like, I don't know, do you have like, I'm going to sit down and you know what I mean? Do you have
like a structured time?
Yeah,
When I'm writing, if I'm like in the midst of something, then I write like steady but like right now I'm not writing anything, so I'm not, I really should be, but when you have another job and do other things and
well, sure, absolutely.
It's hard to find that structured time for me.
Absolutely. Can anybody else speak to, kind of their approach to process and everything?
Yeah, that's, I, like Michael, kind of like to know where I'm going at the end. Transitions are a big thing for me. So how do I get from this idea to this idea, from this scene to this scene to have a natural flow? But I think the way I work on this is different than, right now I'm also working on a picture book. And that I'm trying to do page by page, scene by scene. And I don't have a structured time to write as well. But I'm telling you, the first page of the book, I have gone over it in my head. I can't tell you how many times. It's only going to be like 1 or 2 sentences, but I can't quite nail how I want to word it or which words to use. Because in picture books, every word is so important. But I do like to know I have an idea at the beginning, the middle, the end, and how it's going to flow without the actual words written.
Right. Very good. Thank you.
Ava, are you inspired by art, or is your art inspired by your writing?
The latter. The art is inspired by the writing. And I guess that's kind of to answer your question. Every book is different. They all have a different process. Space Tigers I planned out beforehand. This I made up like 2 minutes while I was on stage. I had to explain a dance. But then I kept repeating it, and that was my editing process before I wrote it down. But I prefer to just sit down and just completely forget that the real world exists and just engross myself in the world that I'm writing about. So, but I mean, there's a lot of imagination that occurs before I actually sit down. It's not like I have this idea and I start typing. I think about different aspects before I sit down, but the story itself isn't necessarily meshed out until I start typing. So.